To me, my X-Men.
Hey, what's up guys? Today we're taking a look at the X-Men 97 Mondo 1/6 figure. This is the X-Men 97 Cyclops. Here we have a look at the box. Really nice design. Goes with all the other Mondo X-Men figures. This time it's the X-Men 97 logo in the background with the nice X-Men 97 illustration. Once you get the box open, you can see Cyclops in all his glory. Looking super fine in there in his plastic prison. Here we have the explanation of Cyclops, a little write-up, and some good stuff here. Make sure you pause it if you'd like to read that. Inside we have all the accessories, which include Cyclops figure, neutral portrait, angry portrait, glasses portrait, sentinel Cyclops dream sequence portrait, interchangeable super optic blast, interchangeable multi-shot optic blast, interchangeable small optic blast, interchangeable optic gleam visor, visor accessory, coffee cup, 6 sets of interchangeable hands, attachable jacket, and attachable arms. Here we have Cyclops, and you can look at some of the head sculpts it comes, or head portraits, and some of the effects that Cyclops comes with. And this is going to be a fun figure. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and a lot of different options if you like to mess around with your figures. I can't wait to show you guys. Let's open it up. And here he is, the Mondo 1/6 Cyclops. Looking at it in person, wow, what can I say? Alex Brewer did an amazing job with the sculpt. It looks like it just came out of the animated series. And Tom Rajowski with the paint. I can't explain it. It's so good. We have the black shading to give that cell shaded look. And not only that, we have 2 different types of blues. We have the regular blue, and then we have a light blue for the highlights. You can also see some of the highlights in the yellow with a pale yellow contrasting with the darker yellow. Up top you see the beautiful line work in the mouth as well as in the muscle definition. We have the lines on the trunks to give it more of that animated look, and it just looks fantastic. Shout out to the team for the double joints. And speaking of double joints, let's work with this figure and see what the articulation is like. Let's start off with the head. It goes up about that much, so he can shoot his blasts up. We have down about that much, so he could shoot the blasts down. And let's take a look at side to side. Great tilt. A lot of attitude on this Cyclops. Goes with his character. Okay, let's set that up. We have this harness over here that is made out of a soft plastic and does get out of the way, so there's a lot of space in between. We have the arms that go up about that much, a little bit of a ratchet joint. They can rotate. We also have rotation here at the bicep. I don't want to do too much because of the paint. And that's one thing with these Mondo figures. You always have to kind of take care of it because the paint is done so well that sometimes you might have some rubbing going on. These double joints go all the way. The muscle kind of gets in the way, but this is great. This is fantastic for a Mondo figure with the double joints. We have the wrists, and they feel nice and smooth. There's no restrictions there. And we can rotate the arm all the way around. Again, nice and smooth. Next up, let's look at the ab section. Can go down about that much, which isn't bad at all. Do want to worry about some rubbing over there, so don't want to pose it too much with that. And back, not so much. So the back articulation is a little bit lacking there, but that's okay. You can rotate side to side. And again, I'm being a little hesitant because of the paint. I want to preserve the paint. I really love the way the paint looks. So if I'm going to put in the dynamic poses, it's going to be few and far between maybe put in one pose and leave it in the shelf on display for a bit, and then change it every now and then, every couple months or every month or so. Let's move these arms out of the way so we could see the legs. So the legs do go out just a little bit. We have this soft rubbery trunks that kind of blocks it, but going up, it's not that bad. We have smooth double jointed knees. And then we have rotation in there as well. Going back, you get blocked by the behind there. And no boot swivel here. But let's take a look at the ankles. A little bit of restriction, but there we go. Ankles go back about that much. And they can rock. Yes, they can rock. No toe joint, but it's okay. So all in all, I feel like the articulation on this figure is well done. You can do that pose. That's what you really want. You want that double joint for that pose with the optic blast. The legs going out, it would have been nice if they went out a little bit more, but this gets in the way. But then you'd have this weird cut in the trunks too, so, or maybe they'll make the cut too deep and it'll look awkward. So I understand why that's not there. It all depends on what you're looking for a figure. If you're looking for a little bit more of an accuracy, why not? If you want more articulation, you'll get that cut. So let's look at the accessories. To put the optic blasts on, you have to remove the visor. Here we have one of the accessories with a little bit of that shine. And this looks fantastic. This is really well done. Gotta have Cyclops with a little bit of a little spark there on the visor. And now we're gonna take a look at how to add the optic blasts. So for this, you get another visor, and this one has a hole in between. It does fit a little loose, but there's a reason for that, because the blasts go through it and that secures it a little bit better. So you're gonna see that when you put the blasts in, that goes through the eyes and that keeps that visor in place. Let's start off with the medium-sized one. So there's 3 in total. We have this kind of transparent plastic. It's not super flexible, but it's not so brittle. And there is a way to put these on a specific way, so you'll feel it out. The first time I put it on, you see that it doesn't go in, but then you can put it on again and you can feel it out. So there's that first blast effect. Really like the way this looks. The color's right. The amount of transparency is right. And the head can hold it. It's not too heavy, so the head doesn't tilt down. So the head can hold it there. Now we're gonna get this blast. I love this one. This one is like the, I guess, machine gun version. I don't know the exact name for it, but it's like a quadruple blast, like a fast blast. And again, that goes inside the visor, and there's a specific way to go in. And there we have that. For this type of blast, I would picture him doing a little bit more of an expressive face, but just for display, just for show off purposes, I'm showing you it with this very bland, stoic face. So there we have that blast. Next up, we're gonna get the big boy here, and this is the huge optic blast. This one has much more of a larger presence and takes up a lot more shelf space. But again, you put it on, there's a specific way to put it on, and there we go. This one's a little bit heavier. You can see it bends a little bit, but the head still holds on. And you can see here that the head is still holding on, not bending too much, and this is with the larger blast. And here we have a 360 view, so you can see that larger blast. And here we have that quadruple blast in a 360 view, so you could see it. I think this one is better seen from above. Seeing it from this angle, it only looks like a line, which is kind of cool. But seeing it from above, you could see it a little bit better. And here we have the smaller blast, 360 view. So you could see Cyclops with the smaller blast. There's so many of them, so I'm probably going to use all of them on my display. Every now and then change it up. But there's a lot of options with these effects, and great job, Mondo. And let's take a look at some head portraits here. We have the open mouth portrait, and I think this is super well done. I really like how the mouth goes deep into the sculpt, so there is a little bit of depth there. Here we have the back. You can see the hair curling back, finishing at that little tail there. You have some layering in the hair, as well as 2 different shades. We also have a little bit of a highlight there, so there's 3 different shades there on the painting for the hair. On the visor, you have a little bit of a highlight as well. Here we have the sentinel head, and mine has a little bit of a paint defect. I might contact Mondo about that right on the top upper lip, but you can see all around. This is just a fun accessory they added. I believe it's from a Wolverine Dream sequence. And what's interesting about this is that it does come with another visor that you could switch out so that you can put the optic blast effects on it as well. We have some shading at the top. As you can see, this gets removed, and you can add another visor with an empty space on it to add all the effects to it. This one also has that deep opening. Next up, we have the Scott Summers head, and this is great. The glasses are removable. They take a little bit of time to get them on right, but I'd like the option of being able to remove them if I have to. Mine does have a little bit of a defect on the mouth not lining up, and I will contact Mondo about that. They're usually really good about that stuff. So it's not that crazy, but yeah, the line is not on where the lips meet. So we have the top with the 3 different shades. We have the shades there with a nice little glare effect on them, and you can remove them. As you can see, there's these little clips back here. And there we go. You see the clips. Those clip into those areas on the side, the temples of the head. And here we have the Scott Summers head without the glasses. I think it looks really good. I don't think I'll be using it without the glasses much, but hey, it's there. And yeah, I'll contact Mondo about that mouth. Here we have a cup with a little bit of steam. Nice little accessory. And let's look at the big accessory for this limited edition, and that's the jacket. So for the jacket, you have to remove the arms, and then you put it in. It's a nice bendable plastic. It's a soft plastic that you add there, and you put that in. And for me, removing the arms wasn't that difficult. I would suggest hot water because they can be a pain sometimes. But you can add the regular arms and have them with kind of like a vest. But it does come with some jacket arms here. Mine has a little bit of extra plastic there. Just remove that. And you're going to clip them on. I'm going to have to do this off camera because it is a little difficult to put them on. And here we have Scott Summers with his jacket on. And I really, really love this accessory. This is one of the main reasons why I did get the limited edition. I felt like I needed this, and I will most likely be displaying this way with the jacket. The arms do move quite well. They're a little bit stiff on the joints on the shoulders, as you can see here, but the elbows feel nice and smooth. And as you can see, you just add a little bit of strength there, a little bit of force to bring them down. And here we have Scott Summers, Cyclops, with his jacket. just looking up, thinking about Jean Grey. I really love this accessory, and I really like the way this looks. The only thing would be the hands. It doesn't come with extra flesh tone hands, but you can just put the gloved hands in there as well. I don't see an issue with that. And here are some close-ups so you can see the paint applications, the great line work, also the sheen of the paint, so it's kind of like a not super high gloss, which is wonderful. Next up, we have a destroyed Sentinel, and using angles makes the Sentinel look a little bit bigger than it really is. And we have Scott Summers pulling the glasses down and shooting a little blast at the Sentinel. Here we have my whole X-Men collection from Mondo. We have the whole team, and we have some of the villains, including Omega Red, Sabretooth, and Magneto. And this is the way I have it displayed right now. This obviously will change quite a bit, but this is in a detolf with one of these shelves removed. So if you want to fit them in a detolf, you can. You can have a whole team in a detolf. Here we have Scott Summers, Cyclops, battling it out with Wolverine. And they're both using some type of effect there. And Cyclops is not too happy about Wolvie being there. Next up, we have the little shine effect with the hand pointing at the visor. And this is just like a classic Cyclops look. I gotta admit, the hands were a little bit tough to remove, so I had to use hot water for those hands. And I didn't try too much messing around with it. Next up, we have just a funny shot where he's drinking whatever's in that drink. I don't know the actual detail. I'm sure there's like a scene that he needs that drink. And here we have the whole X team from Mondo so far. The only one missing are some of the Uncanny editions and the Brown Suit Wolverine, as well as the regular like clothed Wolverine, which I do have, but it's just I don't see a reason to have 2 or 3 Wolverines in the team when you have a team shot. So there we have, and I think they look badass. I think they look great, and I'm really happy with this. Yet another W from Mondo. I really love this line. This is what I've been waiting for since I was a child. When I had my Toy Biz figures, this is what I thought I had. And finally, as an adult, I get to have my X-Men animated series. Figures look just like they came straight from the screen. Shout out to the Mondo team for making this happen. You guys did a wonderful job. This Cyclops is another banger for the X-Men line, and I can't wait to see more. I can't wait for them to come up with like big figures like Apocalypse, or even like a Professor X with the chair and everything, like things like that. I can't. Beast. Well, anyway, thanks. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, thanks for visiting Lagoland. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.